Hey, welcome back to Christine's Natural Kitchen. I'm Christine and this is my daughter Anya. Today we're going to present to you a delicious recipe using quinoa. You might be wondering how to cook quinoa, much less how to make it taste delicious. We're going to show you how. All of these wholesome ingredients were from my local natural market, Basil Bandwagon Natural Market. So this is my favorite kind of quinoa to use. I like the Ancient Harvest because it's pre-rinsed. It's washed and pre-rinsed, so you don't need to rinse it yourself, which is one less step. We're going to use 1 cup of that and just cook it according to package directions. We're going to bring it up to a boil and then cook it for about 15 minutes. These are often discarded and people use the leaves and just throw away the stems, but this way you can actually use the stems for something tasty and delicious. We're also going to use the white ends of the scallions so that they don't go to waste either. Then of course we're using some fresh basil, pine nuts, and I love the Bragg's olive oil. It's a really nice tasting olive oil, along with some real sea salt. So Anya's going to put the 1 cup of quinoa in the pot. Then add 2 cups of either water or vegetable broth. In this case we're using homemade vegetable broth. And this is another recipe video you might want to check out. It's my immunity broth video. And then we're going to add 1 pinch of sea salt. Just a pinch, honey. Just a pinch. Bring the quinoa up to a boil over medium-high heat. So Anya is going to chop up the kale stems, and while she's working on that, I'm going to go ahead and peel the sweet potato. She's got a kid-safe knife, and it's kind of it's a tough job for a kid-safe knife, but she's doing pretty good there. So Anya's going to try using a kitchen scissors. Just don't get too close to your fingers. Mommy will do that part. It's great to do hand over hand with kids in the beginning just to get them comfortable with the technique. Okay? Once your quinoa comes up to a boil, cover it and lower it to simmer for 15 minutes on low. Now Anya's going to help chop up the scallions while I cut up the kale stems a little more finely. We're going to cook the kale stems. We don't want to use these raw. They're a little too tough. So we're going to put them in a pot and steam them with a little water for maybe just 5 or 10 minutes to soften them up. Kind of like the kale stems, I'm just going to chop these up a little more finely. We're going to cover these cooking kale stems and cook them for maybe just 5 minutes or so until they're nice and tender. Let's take a peek at the quinoa and see what it's doing. It's looking good, but it still has another couple minutes to go. While the quinoa is cooking and the sweet potato is steaming, I'm going to make my pesto. So this is 1/2 cup of chopped scallions, just the white part. This is 2/3 cup of chopped basil leaves. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of our toasted pine nuts, a pinch of salt, and 1/4 cup of olive oil. We're going to add the cooked kale stems to our pesto mixture. Alright, so now we have all of our pesto ingredients right here in a food processor. Now it's up to you how chunky or smooth you want your pesto. If you want to leave some texture, that's fine, or you can really just scrape down the sides and get it nice and smooth. With the sweet potato, I'm just going to nip off those ends. I'd like it to be just a little bit more soft and fluffy, so I'm going to cover it and let it go for an additional few minutes beyond the 15. So here's our finished quinoa dish with the beautiful pesto and purple sweet potatoes. This is delicious. Your family will love it. And it's such a fun way to use vegetables that are about to go bad. So I hope this inspires you to be creative with what's in your pantry, make some new recipes, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you've ever taken a vegetable that's about to go bad and reinvented it into some fun recipe. I'd love to hear what it was. Thanks again to Basil Bandwagon, and thank you for watching. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel for more weekly cooking videos. Thanks for watching.